Fire! Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Robafata Dambire and I'm very happy to be here. Now, I'd like to thank all the subscribers. We are now at 138 subscribers. We have 2 more to go to get to 140. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. So, please remember that your duty as a viewer is to like, comment, share, and to subscribe. Now, as you can tell from the title box below, today we're going to talk about being a teacher's child. Yep, I am a teacher's child. I think that by now you've gotten the idea that my life is not normal. Yeah, no. What is normal? Who is normal? Why is normal? I do not know the definition of normal. Anyway, so I'm just gonna get right down into it. I'm just gonna be looking at this phone because sometimes you can get a little bit confused. So I like to plan my things. I like to know what am I gonna be talking about. So I just drafted up a little something. So I'm just gonna be looking at my phone here and there. So being a teacher's child, guys, I've been a teacher's child all my life. In primary school, my mother was a teacher at Alexandra Park Primary School, which is in Harare, in Avondale. And then in high school, my father was a teacher at Eaglesville Secondary School. So I was always at the schools that they were at. Yeah, my parents had to take their children to work. Must be nice. So I'm just going to talk about my experience in primary school. So I went to Alexandra Park Primary School when I was only in grade 2. And getting there, my mother had to tell me a lot of things like, look, you're a teacher's child. The way that you behave, the way that you do things around here has to be totally different from what everyone else does because you have to set an example for the other children. And mind you, I was only in grade 2. So she taught me the mannerisms of how to say good morning, sir. If they say how do you do, you say how do you do. You have to smile, you have to be, the teacher's child. And I was only in grade 2. So you were held at a higher standard and all your teachers know you, like all the teachers at the school basically knew me. And I was expected to be well-mannered, to behave, to get good grades, to be social, but not too social. And set an example for the other kids, yeah? And then I remember the other experience was traveling in the school bus. So because Alexandra Park had this system whereby all the teachers would get transportation from town to school. So I would always be one of those kids that was always in that bus. So yeah, imagine being in a bus with all the teachers, It was nice because I got to hear some of the stories that happened around the school, as teachers gossip and etc. But it wasn't such a nice experience because, everyone by that time, they knew what time the bus would be there. So everyone was looking like, are the teachers there? And then when the bus gets there, they're climbing out of the bus and you're like, hi. It was weird. And then the other experience that I want to talk about was my mother was my grade 2 teacher. So I'm there in class and obviously as any child would do, you get things wrong. You decide to be silly. And I was afraid of being bitten, Like the other day, I don't remember what I had done, but she chased me around the class. Imagine the whole flipping classroom. She chased me around the class with a stick. She wanted to beat me up. Her daughter. Yes. Such things. But I don't remember much about me being taught about by my mother because I was only in grade 2 and that was like way long back. I'm sure you can even. I'm old now, guys. I'm old. I'm a whole 22 years old person. Anyway, so yeah. And then the other experience was when I was in grade 3. So my mother was friends with my grade 3 teacher. Her name was Mrs. Chibamperu. I'm not sure I was supposed to say that, but I'm sure she ain't watching this, so it's okay. So we're in class and then we're discussing about what happens at our families, what happens in our families, what happens at home. And then I happened to say something about my mother, and I mentioned that I was not happy with how she treated me. And I thought this was gonna stay in class. Guys, that was the worst mistake I ever made as a grade 3 child. She went and told my mother, and I was in some huge trouble at home. So, as a teacher's child, remember never to tell your teacher what's happening at home. You could get into trouble with it. And then the other experience was I could not be a prefect in primary school just because I was a teacher's child. There was this whole thing about people would think that the teachers are playing favors. They're being, what's the word? Oh, English, guys. But yeah, they're using favoritism. So I couldn't get to be a prefect in primary school. I think that was the reason. Because I think I was pretty well-mannered, Yeah. Anyway, and then my experiences in high school. In high school, guys, oh, yo. It was like I went to high school at Eaglesville Secondary School, and I still stay in Glenora. So Glenora was just like a 5 minutes ride to school. And Eaglesville has this bus system where each and everyone else gets into the bus, and then they into the buses which are going to take these kids to different locations. So I never had the chance to really get into this bus and go home, or get into the bus and go to school. It was always from home to school, from school to home. I never had that freedom, of like dropping off in town and then doing whatever other kids do. Like, no, it wasn't like that. It was home, school, home. And I was always the first one at school. Yes, my father was one of those people we just wanted to be early at school. So you get there like an hour before. So even if I hadn't done my homework the previous day, I could still get to school and do my homework and finish and wait for everyone else to come back. So, to come to school. So yeah, guys. And then I remember when I was in Form 1. Yo, guys, I got there when I was in Form 1, we had this system where you had about 6 classes for the Form 1s. You had Form 1A1, Form 1A2, and then Form 1, and then you get into the B stream. So you had B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6. I think you get the drill. The A stream, the B stream. So when I got to Form 1, I was placed in Form 1A1. So this was like the cream de la cream, yo. Like, I found myself. And then in second term, things changed, yo. We wrote a test, we wrote an exam, and then I failed. So I had to move to A2. Guys, that was the most embarrassing time of my life as a Form 1 student. Yeah, no. Because imagine your parents are so happy that you are a teacher's child, and then you are in the cream de la cream class. And then you just went down. And the thing about being in A2 was you could always like fall into the B stream. So it wasn't a safe place to be. So he was super worried. And I'm sure I didn't like that experience at all. And then the other experience that I had when I was in Form 1 was I did something in school. I'm gonna say that in a later video and then tell you what I had done. And people wrote my name in the toilet. Yo, guys, I just got to school and I saw my name. Ropa is a bitch. Yes, they say that. They wrote it down in big letters. And I went and then I cried to my dad because I was only Form 1. What was I gonna tell? So I cried and I went and then I told my dad what had happened. And I think because he was a teacher and he was also my father, he actually pulled through for me. And the next day, that when I got into that toilet, that was off the walls. So I think that was pretty much a good thing about being a teacher's child. Whenever I needed something, it could actually easily get done and it wouldn't take a lot of time. Other than, I'm quite sure if another kid had done the same thing also, it might have taken a while. But anyway, I'm just sure that those are my thoughts. And then, what is the other thing? Other thing that I would be grateful about being a teacher's child was how my parents were always there to support me. Because they were always around school. They would always come to my hockey matches. And I was not even in the A team. I was like in the B team. But they would like always come for my matches. If they did miss, they would miss one or two, but then they would always be there to support me. And even when I was in the choir, they would support me all the way. And then the other experience was I got a boyfriend when I was in lower six. And my dad happened to be the last person at school to know about this. Guys, did I not get the beating of my life? Dakaroa, guys. I was beaten up so bad that I went back to school and I was sure I wanted to end the relationship. So yeah, you can never get in. Okay, I'm sure other people could get into relationships, but I, as Ropa Fadzanambire, as the teacher's child, yeah, no, I couldn't get into a relationship in high school. And then things only teachers' children would understand. Number one, getting in trouble at school was kind of a big deal, yo. And the rare occurrence when you acted out, your parent knew immediately. So if I was to do anything funny at school, my parents would know. They would always know whether I had not done my homework, whether I had bullied another child, whether I had done anything. They would know immediately. Secondly, your home seemed to have an endless supply of red pens. Oh, guys, everywhere. To the right, to the left, center. Okay, I'm sure you get the point. I could always get hold of a red pen. Thirdly, your parents held local celeb status. Yo, guys, getting into a grocery store or just walking around the school would seem like you're walking on a red carpet. Hey, Mr. Dambire. Hey, Mrs. Dambire. Hey. I felt like a celebrity at some point. Like everyone just knows you. Everyone knows your parents. Everyone knows you. So, yeah. And then the fourth thing is not doing your homework was not an option. Never, 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 never. I mean, you can always get instant help with homework at home. So why not do the homework? And then the fifth thing is all of the teachers know exactly who you are. So you can't get away with things other students can. But the nice thing was you could always get extra help. So in as much as every other teacher knew me, I could always go to those teachers and be like, hi, I'm failing in religious studies or geography. Can I please get a little bit of extra help? And they were always willing to help. And then number 6, we're the kids mostly affected by what happens at our parents' workplace. Imagine after a bad day at school, and mind you, these days are usually a lot because, you get the picture, right? When you're at school, there's always that kid who's making noise, that kid who's always in trouble, or those books which have to be mugged. So there were a lot of those bad days, and this would always somehow come back at home. So my father or mother could always be, okay, not always in a bad mood, but some of the times, yeah, they were in a really bad mood, and this would just probably spoil your day because you know, oh, something happened at work. And then number 7, going to university isn't a choice. Yo, no. Because you're a teacher's child, you have to go to primary school, you have to go to high school, you have to go to university. Get that master's, get that bachelor's degree, get that doctorate if you can. It's not a choice, you have to. Because we take academics pretty seriously. And then, number 8, you think every bad choice in school might reflect badly on your parents. And then this was something that I really used to think about because you think about, okay, I can't really be caught on the wrong side of the law because if I do anything, they're gonna say it's Mr. Dambire did not raise his child well. Mr. Dambire did not do this. Or Mrs. Dambire did not raise a child well. So you always had to worry about that. And then number 9, teachers treat you differently depending on how they view your parents. Like the first impression my teachers got from me, I'm sure it was never based on anything that I'd actually done myself, but it was more about their relationship with my parents or how they just felt about my parents. I mean, teachers are people, so, and they are also able to hold grudges. So some of these things that would happen in class, you'd be like, ne? I'm sure there's something that happened between him and my dad, or him or her and my mom. Like, you just know these things. And then, lastly, you always had to adhere to the dress code. Yo, guys, this one. I remember when I was in high school and in lower 6. So in lower 6, there was that thing whereby when you get to lower 6, you also expect to dress in a certain manner. You can have those short skirts and everything. But I could never do that because how do you even get out of the house with a short skirt? How do you even get a short skirt? You can't do that. You can't do that at all as a teacher's child. You have to dress according to the dress code. If you're wearing long skirts, you wear long skirts. If the school says you're wearing a white shirt, you can't go with a cream shirt. It has to be white. So yeah, those are some of the things that really teachers children would understand. And then lastly, as I round this up, I'll just like to talk about appreciation, or more about what I appreciated about my parents being teachers. I was shown how important my education was. Growing up, I've always understood how important education is, and I really take school seriously. I do. And then secondly, I have an endless supply of knowledge at my fingertips. Having parents who are teachers constantly, okay, means that you actually have the knowledge at your fingertips. You can always ask them, Dad, can you please help me with this? Mom, can you please help me with this? What does this mean? And they will actually tell you. So that was pretty good. And then lastly, they raised me and taught me to be who I am, while also teaching dozens of other children every day. Yo, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Dambere, for that, because each and every day you had to face thousands and dozens of children, and when you came back home, you taught me, and you gave it all that you could as a parent and as teachers. So guys, in that regard, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for spending those 10 minutes or more of your time just listening to me, entertaining you, and talking about me being a teacher's child. And guys, before I close, please just remember to stay safe with this coronavirus. Those Christians out there, remember to pray, and remember for everyone, just remember to wash your hands, stay safe, and remember that we can survive this. We can. I truly feel that we can. So from me to you, thank you guys. Love you so much. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Mwah.